What's happening, sports fans? How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Good day to you. And Paul Pierce is at it again. He's put out a take that had social media in an uproar. We're going to talk about that in this segment. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that follow button, and subscribe to the YouTube channels. If you have not already done so, those channels are Kendrick Sports Hustle as well as TFG Sports Media. Well, on a segment of Speak a couple of days ago, Paul Pierce made a statement. You know Speak, if you check it out. He's part of the panel along with Keyshawn Johnson and Joy Taylor, who's the moderator/host. They were responding to a comment LeBron James made on his Mind the Game podcast with Steve Nash, where LeBron would say that, in his opinion, Kevin Durant is the most equipped scorer in NBA history. Well, Paul Pierce will respond to that in his own way, that he always somehow has to include his damn self in it. Here it is. Take a listen to what Double P had to say.
I was probably the best pure scorer ever in the history of the game, because I was pretty equipped. When I think about it, I'm just saying, like,
Could you pull up from the elbow?
I need to be in this conversation.
Could you pull up from the elbow?
I got all that.
Could you knock down the three?
All that.
Could you back him down?
Contest champ.
Could you turn around?
All of that. Post up.
Could you dunk?
All of that. I was shoot, and I must have been one of the most equipped.
Damn it, Paul. Here we go again with you. Again, that was Paul Pierce saying that he was probably the best pure scorer ever in the history of the NBA. Now, the thing is, how do you define pure score? What is the definition of that? Does that mean that you can you have a bag of tricks? You can post up. Your post up game is top notch. You can take somebody off the dribble and get to the bucket. Your mid-range game is off the charts. You can hit from beyond the three-point arc. Again, what is actually a pure scorer? What is the definition of that? Well, you know, when you always say that you're the best ever, you're setting yourself up to get trolled, and you setting yourself up to catch a lot of heat. Because in my mind, I would say this: as much as I wanted to go in on Paul Pierce, I can't. He's definitely a scorer. He definitely can score the ball. He averaged 7 points in his career. Over his career, he was a 10-time All-Star, one-time NBA champ. He could score the ball. He could post up. He had a good post-up game. He could get to the bucket. He could shoot the three. He could do all that. But he ain't the best ever. I mean, we had a lot of pure scorers to come through the league. Wilt, Kareem, MJ, Bird, Hakeem, KG, McGrady, Kobe, LeBron, Curry, and it's a whole lot others. Reggie Miller could score. It's a whole lot of others could score. And for him to say he's the best ever, man, you need to go. You know what? I'm done.
I was probably the best.
I really wanted to go in on him, but I'm done. Whenever you say you're the best ever, you really got to not have any holes in your game and your reasoning for thinking that. And I think there's a lot of reasons why we could probably say Paul Pierce isn't the best ever when we're talking about pure scorer. But can he score? Could he score? Absolutely. He could put the ball in the bucket. But come on, Paul, would you stop with this madness, with these old crazy takes, please, sir? You were walking to work just a couple of months ago off of some crazy take you had. Can you please calm down a little bit, sir? You're not as all that as you think you are, sir. But you was an all-star. You're a champ. I ain't hating. You did your thing. But as far as best pure scorer ever in the NBA, no, sir. Can't give you that one. I'd like to know what you guys think about Paul Pierce and his ludicrous statement. Talk to me in the comments. I'd like to know your thoughts on Kendrick the Sports Guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.